Hey, I'm going live on TikTok as well, so I'm just trying to get it ready. Just give me a minute. 1 second. All right. Okay, so I am on YouTube and TikTok at the same time using two different devices. So if I'm looking here, that's what's happening. I'm looking to the left or your right, it will be YouTube, and then to the left, your left, it will be TikTok. So that's what's happening. All right. So today, if you have ever hit a point in your life where on paper everything looked great, and when you come on, let me know where you're coming from. Say hi, so that I know that you hear me. If you've ever if you've ever hit a point in your life where on paper everything looked great, but inside something felt amiss, you just felt like something was off, but you couldn't quite name it. You need to watch this. This is for you because I used to be there as well. I had 4 degrees, I had a multi six-figure career. People respected me, or so I thought. And, I'd still wake up and everything felt good, but I'd still wake up with this, like a quiet emptiness, sort of a wondering if this is all there was. Like, there has to be more to life than just this, right? And that's what this live is about today. It's about why I started to do the work that I do with high achieving women, in particular Black women, and why I show up for women like us. I remember when my mom passed away at 59. At the time, I thought it was like old. And everyone talked about how well dressed she always was, how she showed up for folks, her friends. She went to the weddings, well, not the weddings, their kids' weddings. She was there. She was reliable. I remember it was a very active social house where we had a lot of friends coming through, their friends, my parents' friends, and they were always going out, attending, supporting, all of that, right? But I also remember how I never really saw her take time for herself, and at the time I didn't know, you know what I mean? Um, because she passed away when I was 27, and so I'm talking about when I was in my teens. But I do remember that I never saw her really do anything that lit her up. And while she was social and she had a lot of friends and there was a lot of activity, it didn't seem like she was really happy, you know? So all I could think of was later, like, I don't want to be like this. And this feeling of, is there all it is that what it's pointing me to? That there has to be more than just acquiring and doing. um, and so here I felt living almost the same story, overachieving, performing, being there, going out, but really feeling this disconnect from myself. And so for me, that was like my breaking point. I realized that I didn't want to be like that. And if I continued in that way, while hopefully, the outcomes would be different, but the experience would be the same, in that I would be doing all these things, performing, seeking things, but never quite feeling worthy or feeling fulfilled or feeling happy. Because I had built my life around this belief that I have to perform to 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 be worthy. I had to perform to be accepted, to feel that I fitted in. And what this looked like was me essentially saying yes when I wanted to say no. It meant me working harder even when I didn't feel like it. I was low key a people pleaser, and I was just doing these things because that's how I felt I would feel validated or feel fulfilled. If you're coming on, I'm just sharing about why I help high achieving Black women really clock in or lock in on the fact that a lot of the performance and the overachieving that we're doing is to feel worthy, or to seek validation externally. So I pretended that everything was fine a lot of the time because I thought that's what you did when you loved, or when you were loved and when you were respected. And that's what was required of me. But deep down, as I said, I wasn't okay and I was disconnected as it ate me up. I'm looking from left to right because I'm also streaming on YouTube. So that's why YouTube, that's why TikTok, that's why. Um, so the breakthrough really came when I recognized that my worth does not come from my overperforming, overachieving, over explaining, over functioning. And love doesn't have to equal any sacrifice, right? And that's when I really started to unhook from that black woman, strong black woman syndrome that will have you delulu thinking that you have to just keep doing, proving worth, going harder than everyone, staying later, um, being reliable, not showing weakness, looking at weakness as rather than it just being a way of being vulnerable, looking at it as not weakness, not showing your feelings because you feel showing your feelings and showing your emotions is a sign of weakness. Pardon me. And that's really what that unhooking from the strong woman syndrome is. It's you realizing that you do not have to perform for worthiness. You do not have to over explain. You don't have to be the strong one. You don't have to. In fact, I really detest the word strong because it has had many of us thinking that that was the way we were supposed to be. That's how strong the societal and cultural programming for Black women is. That being strong is something that you look forward to, or not even, maybe you don't look forward to it, but you wear it with a sense of pride. You hear it and you think, yes, when really what it is setting you up to just be an overperformer and be a person who does not see themselves as worthy outside of doing different things. And that's really why what led me to create the program Embody, and why I share this work publicly while the hill I will die on is that we are allowed to be soft. We don't have to have all the answers. We don't have to pretend. We don't have to always be doing. It's okay to be. It's okay to say, I don't want to do this anymore. And you don't have to explain. I love that common cliched sentence that no is a complete sentence, because it really is. In fact, yesterday I was sharing with someone that what some of us have even done, we've moved from, okay, I'm not performing anymore, to performing that we're not performing. So we're going around trying to show people that we have boundaries that we're being enforced. And in a sense, we're performing that we're not performing. I know it sounds a little crazy, but anyway, so that's why I started this work to share with everyone who's been programmed to feel that you have to keep doing things to feel worthy. And when you're not doing it, you feel like you're missing out. You feel like you should always be doing something. And what really that looks like, if you've ever felt when you were not doing anything that you should be doing something, that's an indication that you're performing. If you always feel that doing nothing is it means you're falling behind, and downtime is something that you do when you die, because I also used to say I'll rest when I'm dead. That is crazy. But yeah, that's a sign, if when you have nothing to do, you are looking actively for something to do, that is a big indicator that you perform for work. So if you're listening and this resonated with you, I put together a free resource and it's called the High Achievers Guide. It will help you really go underneath the superficial and name what's happening, and help you to start choosing yourself once again, more importantly. If you're on TikTok, if you go to fulfillblackwoman.com, you'll it will take you to where you can access the guide. If you're on YouTube, the link is in the description already. So TikTok, fulfilledblackwoman.com, you'll it will take you to the page where you can access this guide. And the guide really help you to just start this process. So one thing that helped me too, because the guide was created for you, but for me, what it helped, what one practice, simple practice that you can actually start now, whether or not you get the guide, is in the morning or when you begin your day, whenever that is. What we Many of us typically do, especially high achieving women, is think about what we're going to do, who we're going to give, how we're going to serve. First thing, right? What am I going to do? Even if it's a project that you're working on at work or something that you want to do, we're typically looking to do something for the world, give something, which isn't bad. But when you're trying now to stop performing, it's something, this is the reverse of what you would typically do. So one simple shift that I made in the beginning that was really helpful was, instead of asking what am I doing for the day, right? What project am I completing, what goal, what's on my list, what do they need from me today? Instead, I would love for you to start asking, what do I need from me today? Very simple, but very potent and very powerful. So again, instead of waking up in the morning, and you still have your goals, obviously, right? But intentionally, first thing, ask yourself, what do I, put in your name for Miss Jite, need from myself today? What do I need from me today? That one question changed everything for me. Of course, not immediately, but it began the process, right? And it started to reconnect me back to myself. So let me know in the chat, what's one area in your life where you feel you've been performing for performing a lot, performing the most. It could be for work or in work, at work. I'm tired. In your relationships, in your family, let me know. What is one area in your life where you feel that you've been performing the most? And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So today, and just a reminder again to grab the High Achievers Guide. The link for TikTok is fulfilledblackwoman.com. YouTube, the link is there. Tomorrow I'm going to go live and I'm going to share one of the scariest what if moments that I faced when I thought about leaving this performance cycle. It was really crazy. Even though I recognized that it was killing me inside and probably eventually outside, it was really, really hard to disconnect. That's the power of being programmed to societally and culturally. I'm going to share the what if this happened moment with you tomorrow. I'll be here at 6 p.m. Eastern, and I look forward to hearing from you. Or I look forward to you joining me. All right. See you. Ciao. How the hell do I get off this? Heck. And now, and end stream. End.